Hello and welcome back to Otaku Oasis podcast, where today we will be covering the Persona 25th anniversary predictions, um, which we are recording on the day of Persona's 25th anniversary. So there's that. I'm your host Joshua, and I'm with my co-host.
Eric. You might know me from the World Interview stuff and almost nothing else.
Um, and
Josie.
so yeah, and So, at least to cover what was announced today, it was mostly just kind of like some merch stuff. They announced a concert and that the animes are streaming in Japan. Not that we have access to it here in the West,
Sadly.
because Atlus. Um, but yeah. So the next one is apparently set to be in December. Um, So I assume we must be getting game announcements starting then, because I believe they said they have 7 projects in mind. So
Yes, I think it was 7.
yeah. Anyways, do you want to start off with your first prediction?
uh, Good question. First prediction. Actually, let me pull it up real quick because I want to see. So I want to try to predict them in order. Not that I necessarily think it'll be this order, but I know there's one that they are heavily hinting to be Persona 6. So
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Persona 6 is going to be the final thing.
is it the final one? I just know there's one that's like different from the others when they have like the question mark.
Yeah, well, I just more of mean by like it would be good to like spearhead this entire thing because I believe it's going to like August of next year, I believe.
Yeah. First prediction. Well, this one is more of a pie in the sky dream than it is a real prediction. But I would love it if they just remade the Persona games on not remakes, just remasters ports. Like give me Persona Fez as it was on the PS2 on like the Switch and the PlayStation. Or just PlayStation. I don't even care. Just
Or
put it on
heck, even
something.
Steam.
Don't put it on Steam, please.
Well, yeah, that's what you get for having the inferior PC for that, but I can play it.
Yeah, I can't play Persona 4 Golden, and I really wish they'd been Golden, even digital to PS4. Why or PS5 or whatever? I don't care at this point. Just bring it to something modern. It's
So
not
basically
computer.
just ports.
Yes, I just ports. I just give me even 1 and the 2 duology, even though I highly doubt they would do 1 and 2 duology.
Well,
Like,
I think they kind of like referencing the 2 duology. Definitely not 1 though.
yeah, no. Yeah, which one would they port over, the PlayStation version or the PSP version?
Probably the PSP version because I don't
Yeah.
know what they were on when they were making the PlayStation version. Who in their
That was
right
amazing.
mind thought that was okay?
It was the 90s. It was a different time.
Yeah, I know. Still was not a bright idea.
No, it was a terrible idea.
Even for the 90s, I don't think it was a bright idea.
No. But yeah, so that's my first prediction. Just put it on consoles, put it on Steam as well. You could do both. You did that with Persona 5 Strikers. Do both.
Exactly.
Yeah. Move Golden to console.
Actually, I do find it kind of funny that Strikers eventually got a Steam release, but yeah.
Yeah, that was not originally announced.
Just needed the other way around for P4G and P3F.
Well, P3F still has nothing.
Well, yeah, I know. I just mean by if it was supported at all. But.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's my thing. Just give me ports. Like I don't want them to change it. I don't want them to try to reinvent the wheel here. Just let me play the original games as they were.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of people seem to be wanting like a full remake of 3, and I'm just like,
You could not remake 3.
I don't think it's necessary either. Is the
Yeah.
thing, you know?
Well, the thing is, like, I think a lot of people want Persona 3 to be remade to be like Persona 5. And I'm like, no, Persona 3 is not Persona 5. Don't try to make it like Persona 5 with specialized dungeons. The whole point is that it's a singular randomized dungeon, climb all the way to
Mhm.
the top. Like,
Yeah. Just also, like, I feel like people think like it needs to be exactly like Persona 5 style for the UI for the like the
no,
upcoming games, at least what I feel and whatnot. I'm like, no, they're gonna do something different with the UI because that's what they do every game.
yeah, like the whole what's great about Persona is that every game is so unique from each other.
Yeah,
Like,
no, they have a theme and they keep to it by differentiating it in the style throughout everything.
yeah, so like I like the Persona 3 UI. The one thing, this is as far as I want them to go, is make more models and use the models from dancing, but like everything else stay the same, just use updated models. That's as far as I want them to go. Like, and I don't think they would do that, and I don't want them to necessarily do that. They don't have to. It would be
I think
nice.
just a simple HD remaster, kind of what they did with Golden, where it's just kind of upres textures and models
Yeah,
a
or
little bit and
SMT3.
whatnot is good. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's what I mean. It's like I highly, highly doubt they would use like the dancing models or remake HD models. I don't need that.
Yeah.
It would be nice. I don't need that.
It just sounds like too much work when they could put that time into focusing on Persona 6.
Yeah. So that's my first prediction, anyways.
Yeah. As for mine, just I've been wanting this since the beginning of the Persona 5 spin-offs, and I know everyone is kind of tired of them at this point. But just the Persona spin-off I love the most is the Arena spin-offs. So I want my Persona 5 Arena, gosh dang it.
Um, yeah, I feel like they have to do this one at this point. Because I know like I never played the arena games. I'm not big into fighting games, but I believe the arena games ended with a cliffhanger, right?
Oh, they did. They ended with a huge cliffhanger for it to be continued with
Um,
not only just like a continuation for the P4 cast, but the P3 cast as well.
yeah, we still need to figure out how are they going to save Makoto.
Yeah, because apparently Elizabeth informed the P3 cast about that, and then the P4 cast still have Show Mina. I think it's Show.
Shomi Minamoto.
No, Show Minazuki. You can see
Okay.
why I nearly confused the names. Um,
Yeah.
but
Um.
yeah, because he ran off at the end, vowing like to fight again with you, basically.
I've never. So I don't know how I feel about bringing Makoto back. I'm like the whole point was that he sacrificed himself. Like it feels weird, but also like, well, they left it open, so they have to resolve that story somehow. So,
Mhm.
but like, that is something that I'm just like a little like uneasy on. Like, don't like don't.
It does sound like it's not going to be an easy task from the way Elizabeth phrased it.
Yeah.
Also, she somehow ends up with the full Arcana. So, I mean,
Elizabeth has the fool.
yep, she ends up with the full Arcana at the end of P4 Ultimax.
That's weird. Um. Huh.
Yeah,
Okay then.
yeah, but I mean, it'll also be interesting because hopefully they bring back the previous roster and whatnot.
Also, I didn't talk about this with the ports things. Um. But FemC, any chance that we'll see pretty much anything with FemC
In
if it's
what
three
P5 Arena,
or just
or
being three anything three related?
I mean, as much as it would be nice, and as much as I would like it to happen, PQ2 insinuates not likely.
Uh, okay, I never played Q2 either because that came out like right as the Switch was coming out or right after or something.
It's not really like you need to play much. Basically, PQ2 insinuates that FemC is from an entirely different dimension, basically
I mean,
that
fair enough.
that like doesn't interact with like her P3 cast is different from the main P3 cast, basically. So
Oh, come on. Well, yeah, they did. I mean, yeah, they radically changed the story with MC. Um, with I'm blanking on his name, but the um Shinji, is that the dude from Neo Genesis Evangelion? I don't know. But yeah, one of the characters doesn't die, and like that affects.
Kasumi as like DLC and Strikers, but
Yeah, I would have liked Kasumi. So this was another pie in the sky thing that I won't even put as a prediction. I would have loved, or I would love to see an update to the dancing games to add Kasumi, even as DLC. Just add Kasumi into 5 for like even a single song, and add Femc into 3 for like a single song. Like the fact that they have so much Femc music and don't have Femc, absurd.
yeah, it's no, it's not. It wasn't a great choice. But then again, those dancing games were made with a lot of mistakes.
Yeah, no. I still enjoy them a lot, but like I get why people were not happy with them.
Yeah,
Like I 100%
still
get
think
it. I'm not.
P4D is the superior dancing game.
So in some ways, yes. In some ways, no. The way they handled like the shop, I think, was terrible. I hate the shop in P4 dancing. Um. Also,
Yeah,
like
I don't know how the shop is and whatnot, but I definitely prefer the way that they do music tracks in P4D over how they do it in P3 and P5D.
that is fair. That's a fair. Yeah, like it has a lot more music. It has a story mode, and almost everything is no. I think everything is danced to, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Do they have a single
Yeah.
like cutscene?
What do you
They
mean
do.
by that?
Like in 3 and 5, they'll just have like music videos playing instead of the dancing.
Oh yeah, they don't have like those ones. Like the ones that I hate the most in P3, 5, and D is the ones where they just give you a plain black, like a plain background of just like this music cover art and nothing else.
Yeah.
I'm like,
No,
I'd rather go play a rhythm game if I wanted to have that.
that's it. I still think those are some of the best rhythm games, just mechanically speaking.
Mechanically speaking, I mean, I don't know. I think people would probably say the Project Miku games might be better, but I haven't played
I
those,
haven't
so
played
I
the Project
couldn't
Miku.
say.
I also really love how Melody Memory handled rhythm. That was cool.
It was an interesting take. Not sure
Yeah.
if I entirely liked it, but it was interesting.
I enjoyed it. I think Persona, like the Persona Dancing games, are mechanically more sound, but I didn't have an issue with
Yeah,
Melody Memory. I think it was great.
I just the boss fights looked weird.
Yeah, the boss fights felt weird. The boss
Yeah,
fights were like the one thing Melody Memory that weren't great. But
yeah. I'm like those are the things that just didn't look fun. Like the regular tracks played fine from what I played from the demo.
yeah. So like with Femc, I don't think Femc will be added to Persona Fez. Like if they were to remake Fez and then add a Femc mode to Fez, I don't think that's happening.
Yeah, I don't think that's happening either.
I would love that to happen. It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
And I'm not one of those people that's like, oh, every game needs a Femc. Like, no, I don't want a Persona 4 Femc and a Persona 5 Femc. But the one that we have, I wish like she came up more.
Mm-hmm.
Um, like it's just a little disappointing. But anyways,
Yeah. Though I'm just returning back to Q5 Arena for a sec.
yeah, we've kind of derailed from that.
No, it's fine. But people are like, oh yeah, make it like 3D and whatnot. I'm like, well, sure, it's easier to animate for that stuff. I think it would just be easier if they still use 2D sprites because then they wouldn't like you could get back the entire P4 arena cast pretty easily. Cause
Wouldn't they have to age up a little bit?
I mean I guess that's true, but like even then, adjusting sprites is a lot to like and making new sprites, it does cost a bit. But if you're doing a full 3D thing, there's a lot less likely of a chance that everyone's coming back. Let's just put it that way.
That's true. Yeah, that's another thing I'm interested to see because Persona 3 has already been aged up, but it's been like what, another 10 years since then?
No, it's only 3.
3 years?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I looked at it. I'm still quite surprised it's only like 3 years.
I was thinking like between 4 and 5, but you are right.
Oh, oh wait, no. Between 4 and 5, I think that one's like 5 years, but even then, that's not too much.
Yeah, but Arena takes place after 4, like 2 years after 4,
Yeah,
right?
a year, like practically a year. It takes place in the same year that P4
Okay.
Dancing does.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, so it's like 4 years away.
Yeah. I mean, we kind of already know what one of the P4 characters looks aged up.
Which one?
Uh, Naoto Shirogane. She had some novels on her from when she's an adult.
Oh, I didn't realize this. Okay. I thought you were gonna say
Yeah.
Dojima, and I'm like, Dojima doesn't count.
No, no. I'm talking about the actual character.
Yeah. Um, what predictions? Jeez. Uh like I've already mentioned, like I would like new dancing stuff. Um, but that's not gonna happen. Ports and Arena. I predict Persona
uh,
6 will be green.
yeah, that's a lot of people's predictions. Not that I have a problem with that. Um,
That's my guess. The color theme will be green. Um, although I guess we
yeah.
could try to guess what the theme would be, because Persona 5 was heavily inspired around the
Just the
tsunamis
current
that hit, right?
events. Hmm.
So I don't know how far 6 is in development. It definitely could be inspired by COVID, though.
Potentially. I mean, it's either that or they may try and reincorporate that P5 idea that they had originally for it.
Traveling the world.
Hmm.
That would be really cool. And honestly, you could combine the two as well.
Hmm.
Um, considering it was a global thing.
Hmm. Exactly. I think honestly it could actually fit. So.
Yeah, like shadows like infecting people and they have to travel the world to fight off the shadow. Like, yeah, that works.
Hmm.
Um, other thing is like I don't know what they would really do, but like shadows affecting people was not new. Persona 3 had the whole apathy syndrome. Um, which was all
Hmm.
because of Tartarus and the shadows. So
Yeah, I mean it's not unprecedented for the shadow world to impact the real world.
yeah, so
In fact, it seems to do it in every single game, just in different ways.
yeah, no, totally. So that could be really cool if they combine the two, or if they even don't, but just still base it off either one of their ideas. Really, I think you could have a really cool Persona game.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know what they do like gameplay wise. Like, do you think we'd return back to like randomly generated dungeons, or do you
Well,
think
Five
we're
had a
going back?
randomly generated dungeon, so I don't want to say like, oh, they got rid of that completely. No,
Well, I
Mementos
know.
was a
I just mean
incredibly
by
important.
I just mean by are there going to be any ones that are like structured and set up like there were in P5, or are
I
they
think
not going to have structured ones like they did in P5?
I think P5 is too popular for them not to continue that going forward. And that's my thing is like with the remakes, like go with the ports of the original like 4 games. People want them to remake it to be just like Persona 5. I don't want that. I want them as they were. But for new games going forward, Persona 5 was so popular, like they're gonna try to piggyback off that and do specific dungeons.
Which is fair enough. I mean, it's also just kind of easier to understand than randomly generated. Not that
Yeah.
it's
Well,
exactly hard, but
also assuming they go off of the idea of traveling the world, you could do a lot of cool stuff with specific dungeons,
that's true.
traveling the world. So I think that's a good fit.
Yeah.
In fact, we saw a little bit of that
Um,
in Strikers. Just going around Japan, all of the dungeons were based
mhm.
off different cities, and it was a very cool thing to see, cool experience.
Yeah. Do you think okay, stealth mechanics are most likely not returning in Persona 6, but what do you think would replace that?
I wouldn't necessarily they're not returning. I think they're going to be definitely recontextualized. Um, but I don't think they're necessarily all going away either. That said, what could replace it as the main focus? Maybe a more like a aggressive rushdown mechanic. Like instead of hiding, it's more advantageous. I'm sorry, I'm getting stuffed up. It's more advantageous to face shadows like head on. Like you can like sprint towards shadows, and get like a bonus
Okay.
attack.
I was thinking more of like just at least keeping with the idea that it is going to be something like world traveling and whatnot. Like maybe like there's like a specific type of like traveling tool, that could be like used in some sort of special way in a dungeon and whatnot, kind of Zelda like I guess an idea.
Maybe that could be cool. I was thinking like more interactable dungeons would be really cool. Like Strikers had them. No people don't like the game, but Tokyo Mirage Sessions had a really cool, like not really cool, but like you can just hit people in the dungeon and knock them down.
Mm-hmm.
Like being able to do more than just like run around would be nice.
Although, and I mean, I don't know. I haven't played SMT, but I think that's kind of like an SMT mechanic is like being able to strike down enemies and whatnot. But I could be wrong on that.
Yeah, I want to get into the SMT series. I haven't gone into it yet. I know Nocturne's been out for a while. I just haven't had the chance to get it. And I might just be waiting for 5 at this point.
Yeah, I'm like, you might as well just wait for 5 at this point, which comes out in like a month, doesn't it?
Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know if that's mechanic. Honestly, very likely since it was in Tokyo Mirage Sessions, which was SMT and Fire Emblem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah. Otherwise, like when it comes to spin-offs, I don't think there's really much else.
Well, there could be completely brand new types of spin-offs as well.
Yeah, no, I know. I'm just like, I don't know like what they do.
We need a Persona 5 racing game.
Everyone news about them. I don't think that's gonna happen.
Hey, Mona is a car and Makoto rides a motorcycle.
Okay. And
That's it.
exactly.
Um, Here's more of a question than anything. Do you think that Akechi will return for any like for the arena games or anything?
You see, and that's kind of why I want to an arena game because it will be a follow-up thing, and I think it will be a really good time to have basically the entire Phantom Thieves team finally join up. Because we've
Well, he
got
kind of was a traitor.
okay, doesn't matter. But even still, I'm just more of saying that we haven't had like because we've gotten like basically two new members because of Royal and Strikers, and we haven't seen them in the same place at the same time. And I just kind of want that.
Well, I don't know. Yeah, I would love to see all of them together, like Sophia,
Actually,
Kasumi.
technically three. I forgot about Sophie for a sec.
Oh, I forgot about what's his face? The police dude.
You forgot about Zenkichi? Come on, the man made that
Zenkichi.
game.
No, he was really funny. I just forgot that he was actually part of like the playable cast. He comes in so late.
I freaking love Zenkichi as a
No,
character.
Zenkichi's great. Zenkichi's hilarious. Way to go, Gramps.
Way to go, Gramps.
No, Zenkichi was a great character.
Yeah. No, his reactions and his way of playing off the group was great.
Yeah. No, so I'd love to see Kasumi, Sophie, Zenkichi all come back because they were all so fun together.
And I don't
Well,
know.
not Kasumi in the group, but
Arena would have to have a situation where it forces Akechi to work with the Phantom Thieves because that's the only way he works with them, basically.
well, here's the question too, because Persona 5 base, it's pretty ambiguous, but they really have you assume that Akechi is just dead. Persona 5 Royal kind of opened the door to be like, no, he's still alive. Which doesn't makes sense in a lot of ways. Actually, no, it does. Spoilers for Persona 5 Royal. But we figure out that the Akechi in the third semester is a fake made by Maruki to satisfy Joker's need for a rival or a friend or whatever. And by destroying Maruki's reality, we end up killing the fake Akechi. But we see the real Akechi walk outside the window if you maxed out the bond.
Mm-hmm.
But what was Maruki's reality about? It was about giving everyone's like happiest like ending essentially.
Outcomes.
It's why would Akechi, who admits that he hates Joker, want to take Joker's place, rot in a prison cell and be his friend? Akechi would want something completely different. So he made the fake Akechi to satisfy Joker's need and had the real Akechi do whatever the real Akechi actually wanted to do. So that could be a way to explain why that played out the way it did.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and just keep in mind, Atlus is the ones who writes the scenarios for the arena games as well. So
yeah, like Atlus could just do whatever.
Yeah. No, I just more of meant by in reference to all the Max stuff.
Yeah. I'm trying to think what other crossovers they could have. My big thing is that they did all of the Persona crossovers too early to me.
Mm-hmm.
Like they should have waited till after Royal. Because I liked Kasumi. And I'm upset that she's not appearing in more stuff.
Yeah. No, it's like you see the P4 spin-offs were good because basically P4G had already come out at that point.
Yeah. No, it was great because P4G had already come out. So they could have the full cast do whatever they want. But now it's like we have two separate universes essentially, and we don't know
I
if
think
Strikers falls.
I think
and
the
5
only
dancing doesn't.
actually let me rephrase that. There was one P4 spinoff that came out that was out at that point, and that was Persona 4 Arena. But that was it.
I'm sure they found an excuse for Mary.
In the sequel, oh yeah, it was pretty easy. It was pretty easy.
Yeah. So, like, dancing, like P5 dancing, not the Royal Universe at all. Strikers, we don't know, but there's nothing that indicates it's the Striker universe. They reference the ending of the base game.
Yeah, but there's also nothing that like says it's like it can't have that stuff happen as well.
There's nothing definitive that says it can't, but also just like there is no reference to it and it would be out of the place.
Okay, but the games were developed at the same time. How the heck were they supposed to reference each other?
Same team writing them?
Probably not. They probably split the team in two when it came to writers.
And there was no collaboration or communication of like what they were intending to do?
Probably not. It's Atlus. Do you think they're good at collaborating with themselves?
That's just called bad planning.
Exactly.
But yeah.
So they could probably make some sort of explain around for it.
Yeah. And they have 7 announcements. I'm trying to think of how far they can go though. Probably a Royal anime, right?
Potentially. That could potentially happen.
So would they completely redo the 5 anime?
No, they just do the new content basically. That's what they did.
That's what I mean.
For Golden.
I don't know how P4 Golden stacks to the original, but 5 versus Royal, a lot of the original game stuff changes to lead into the Royal content.
Literally what they do, Eric, they just cover the new content. P4 Golden jumps around a lot.
Okay.
And I mean a lot.
That's what I mean. Like,
it skips the main plot points of P4 and just covers the P4 Golden stuff.
Okay, so that's what I was wondering. Because I'm like, I don't know how 4 and 4 Golden stack to each other. But like 5, it's like you'd have to jump around quite a bit, but like 5 added a lot of stuff early on, even that leads to
Yeah, no, they
so
they
they just
basically
jumped it.
just they
Okay.
just cover everything that was added in Royal.
Okay. Um, that sounds not great.
I mean, it's not great if you haven't played the original game, but if you've played the original game, you're fine.
Fair enough. I played
Although,
both.
to be fair, though, the Persona 5 animes haven't been great. So,
No, Persona 5 anime is not good.
to be fair, I don't think Persona 4 Golden, the animation was good either. The only good one was Persona 4, the animation, the original one.
Fair. I still want to see the 3 movies. I have not seen the 3 movies.
I've seen a little bit of one. It's okay.
It's okay.
Yeah.
I've just seen the clip of the like love hotel scene where um Yukari like freaks out.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's accurate to the game.
Yeah. It's not that they aren't they're pretty accurate, just nothing outstanding about them.
Okay.
Don't even have a dub.
Yeah, that's another thing too. I wish they had a dub. Speaking of which,
Before
we
the
also just talked
animation
about
does,
the
and that one, that dub is golden.
nice.
Actually, I wasn't even intending for that joke, but that just happened.
I was like, I thought that was totally intentional. Oh my gosh, that was perfect.
Nope, I didn't even realize it till after I said it.
Oh my gosh, that was awesome. Um, wow. Okay. Um, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, by the way, we also just talked about the World of View anime dub, episode 1. Go check that out.
If that's out before this one.
Good point. Check it out when it comes out, probably shortly after this one, like in a few days.
Yeah.
Subscribe or bookmark the page or do something. Just be back for that one.
Turn on notifications.
Yeah.
As all those channels keep telling you.
Did you know that 92% of our viewers are not subscribed? And that 8% are just our mothers?
Yeah, I don't know the accuracy yet. I don't even think we have viewers analytics yet, but whatever.
Oh, I always find those funny.
Yeah. But anyways, but yeah, I think that's about it for like Persona stuff.
The 7 announcements, and I just can't think of 7
Yeah, I can't think of 7 announcements either.
unless the ports were all individual announcements. But even then, I doubt that would be the case if there are ports. I don't even think ports are likely.
Yeah.
Do you think they'll do anything with just 1 and 2? Like any new projects with 1 and 2?
I mean, as much as I'd like for them to do something with 2, just because I know that like 2 is kind of like well acclaimed for its cast, at least from what I remember.
Yeah.
I mean, it'd be nice to see something, but I'm not keeping my hopes up.
Yeah. I still want to play through 1 and 2. I have not played through them yet. Um, but I've heard nothing but good things about 2. Like I know a lot of people who are fans of the series that say 2 is the best one. No questions asked. Which is a shame because Atlus does not want to reference that 2 exists or 1 exists.
One they don't like reference at all, but I think they put light references from 2 in here and there. They're just
That's true.
very hidden.
Yeah, like the Hermit Arcana in Persona 3 is an allusion to.
Only in English, I think, though, potentially.
Is it?
But
Yeah,
apparently, from what I've heard. But
the game that he plays is Eternal Punishment Online. And
yeah. But there's also a reference in P5 to it. Just
was there?
it's one of the many Easter eggs that's in that game.
Oh, it's like the news. Like you have to check the TV on a specific day.
Yep.
Yeah, I missed all those.
I've seen all of them.
Yeah. Man, I'm really like, what other kind of spin-offs could they have?
Yeah, I mean, unless like the P6 announcement comes kind of early, if we get an announcement for like a
P7.
manga or something.
Yeah, that's possible.
But other than that, yeah, I can't think of anything.
What other types of games are Persona platformer?
Yeah, no thanks. I wasn't a fan of the platforming sections in Strikers, so no thank you, please.
Actually, I don't remember any platforming sections in Strikers.
The side scrolling sections?
Oh, those, yeah. Yeah, they're all right. Um, actually, considering that this today's announcement was just merch, we could see stuff like Persona trading card game or which Persona trading card game could actually be pretty dope.
I don't think Atlus is into that type of merch.
Um, well, you don't think they'd be into trading cards?
Probably not.
Um,
I'd find it like a mobile game more likely.
yeah, I was gonna say mobile game like Pokemon Go, kind of, or something else, some type of gotcha game.
I'd say gotcha game would be more likely.
But like, they could make the app icon look like the metaverse icon, and have you go
I'm pretty
around.
sure they did something kind of similar with it with Shin Megami Tensei already, though. So
No, maybe is that Japan only?
I think it came over to the States kind of recently, but
No,
it was for a while.
I don't know then. Um, is anyone available to record tomorrow? No. Anyways, um, yeah, it's a struggle trying to think of. We did not think of this beforehand. Um, Probably
Yeah,
should
no,
have.
this is it's very off the cuff. It's fine.
Yeah, this is very spur of the moment. We wouldn't like, oh, I have these planned out. I know what I'm going to talk about. It's like, what are we talking about?
We came with what we thought up of.
Yeah. Um, I'm sure if we have come up with anything more, we can talk about some other time, especially later down the line when we already have a few already announced, so we can narrow it
Yeah,
down.
yeah. It's just because basically the world is the world is our oyster when it comes to coming up with ideas at the moment that it's hard to narrow it down.
Yeah, but that definitely is part of the big problem. Is like, how do we narrow this down? Because there's 7 announcements, which is not a little, and they've done just about everything they could do with 5 as it is.
Other than like potentially one
Arena,
more spinoff. But
yeah, like
yeah.
Arena.
Mm.
That's the thing too. Is like, I'm not fed up with 5. Like, I don't mind going like even a few more years with the 5 cast, but I am like kind of feeling like, yeah, I'm good to move on to 6. I don't need to see anything more. If we see a little bit more, fine. But
I'm like one more game to have the Phantom Thieves all rounded out together and interact with previous casts in present time and call it good.
yeah, dude, I can't wait to see the Phantom Thieves aged up because they already have the dope costumes. Like, are the metaverse outfits going to change when they age up?
I mean, I don't know. I'm just yeah. No, the previous cast won't get that sort of stuff though.
What do you mean the previous cast?
Like if they were to do a P5 arena.
I think 4 will get aged up. I don't know if 3
Well,
would. 3
well,
might
no,
just
no,
stay as they were.
no. Like not that they won't be aged up. I mean by like
They won't get metaverse outfits.
yeah.
Yeah, no, I didn't expect the 4 cast to get metaverse or.
Because like I mean I don't know. It depends on how they want to do it. Because they did this thing in P4 Arena and Ultimax where basically they made it so that the P3 cast doesn't have to use their inhibitors anymore to unleash their personas. So
Yeah, they didn't have to use the evokers.
mhm.
Yeah. So who knows?
Is that what they were called? I thought they were inhibitors. Whatever.
No, it's Evoker.
Evoker.
Yep.
Yeah. Whatever.
Okay. Well, I think this went on decent enough length considering we had no clue what we were doing.
Yeah. Bit on the short side, but whatever.
What?
Bit on the shorter side, but whatever.
Yeah, it's fine. It's long enough that if we tried to add more to it, it would just get too long.
Yeah. But anyways, that's been our Persona 25th anniversary predictions. Be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and catch our other stuff on both this channel and Otaku Oasis Live.
Yep. Catch me there too. I'm mostly doing the Neo stuff right now, but I have a few more projects I think that are gonna come up on this channel.
Yep.
So yeah. Catch y'all later. Bye.
Bye.